I'm Ryan. Bill O'Reilly says the Liberals want to eliminate the Electoral College and marginalize the white vote.
And I'm Ryan. We'll discuss whether he is drunk or sober when we return.
You know, Betty White really is the greatest Golden Girl. Choosy parents. Choose Jif. He's so mean. He really is. Hey Ryan, are we out of partisan again?
Bill O'Reilly says Clinton wins popular vote by 2.8 million. California provides the entire margin, 4.3 million. If the Electoral College is abolished, only big states and cities matter. This only benefits the Democrats, as cities have heavy minority populations who vote Democrat. This would not be a national election. Drunk or sober?
So, I think he's not terribly drunk, only because I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's being idealistic. So I have him clocking in as a 0.14.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, he's kind of drunk, but not crazy. Because I think it's nice to think that the Electoral College was created for that reason, to kind of give us a national vote. And perhaps it was. But when you look at how America is spread out now and how populations have formed, you see that's really not a national vote in my opinion. For instance, you can win the presidency with fewer than 14 states. From the Electoral College. Now, I actually think it's 12 states, but in case I did fuzzy math, I gave myself a variance of 2 states. So 14 states or fewer. And if you don't like that because it's theoretical, well, let's consider how candidates campaign. So they campaign really focusing on 2 areas. 1, they focus on the big states. Bill O'Reilly is worried that it'll resort to just big states, but they're still important today. In my estimation, there are 4 big states that you have to win at least 2 of if you're going to win the election. That's California, Texas, New York, and Florida. You need at least 2, all right? So there are some ways you can get there without doing that, but the way America votes, yeah, it's really tough. And so when you count all those swing states, again, you're looking at fewer than 14 states. There's a huge part of the country that is ignored because they already vote a certain way historically. Mm-hmm. So there's no value in going to try to maintain their vote, and there's little value in trying to flip their vote because their electoral votes just aren't that important. It's more important to get the swing state. So you're wholly ignored in large parts of the country, which I think takes away from the national vote. So what I want to look at now is what it would look like with a popular vote, you know, with the big cities and big states that he's talking about. We're going to play a game.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
All right. So the game is you are the Democratic candidate.
Okay.
Because he says the cities are going to benefit you.
Okay.
Okay. For this game, I'm going to give you 100% of the city vote.
Okay.
All right. Because again, he says it's the cities that would have swayed the popular vote.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it all to you.
I'm good.
Okay. Now, what I think he's implying is that this is a simple task now for the Democrats. You're just going to go to big cities and big states, right?
Okay.
I want you to name, I'm going to give you the entire metropolitan areas of
Okay.
the city. So not just the city, the metro area.
Okay.
I want you to just start naming which cities you would campaign in to win the popular vote. And let me know when you think you've campaigned in enough.
Okay.
And I'll count them.
So we would definitely start with Los Angeles, maybe San Francisco, New York City for sure. We're going to go with Dallas, Washington, D.C., Chicago, maybe Houston, Portland.
Ooh, Portland. I bet that's rolling right off the tongue. You forgot Florida.
And,
Florida.
Oh, Miami.
Uh-huh.
Even Jacksonville.
Okay. If you want. You tell me when you think you've gotten there.
Well, I guarantee you I haven't. But I'm that's about all the cities.
How many more would you like to add? You're at 10.
Oh, let's double it.
Double it.
Okay, 20.
So you think you need 20
Sure.
to win the popular vote? He's absolutely correct. It's 20.
Oh!
Look how much you struggled to figure out which big states and big cities are required.
Right.
You need 20.
Okay.
More specifically here, you need 20 assuming you get 100% every single person in those metro areas only votes for you. So at 20 cities, and by the way, because it's metro areas, that's across about 25 states.
Oh.
So we're already at more of a national vote.
Is 25 more than 14?
It really is.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a scientist, or a mathematician, but yes, I believe it is.
Okay.
You guys can fact check that out there.
All right.
So that's if you get 100%. If you needed 70%, let's say that seems probably more of what would happen.
Okay.
Maybe 70%. I even think that's even a little high. But if you got 70%, you need 35 cities.
Okay.
Okay. Across more states, I didn't count the states. One of the things I want to point out is in that first 20, one of the cities you forgot, Riverside, California.
Oh, of course.
Riverside, right? You guys were thinking that.
Yeah, for sure.
And in the top 35, you would need Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh.
All right, now, if you need 60% of the vote, you need approximately 45 states. All right?
Cities?
Yeah, I'm sorry, cities. 45 cities, again, across more states. One of my favorites there is Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh.
One you would need.
The liberal bastion.
Yes, and it's the biggest city in the tiniest state, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you'd have to campaign there. I wonder if they get a lot of campaigning now. And then finally, this is my favorite fact. If you had to go to 52 cities, you are going to Grand Rapids, Wyoming. Oh, Wyoming. That's one of those cities that are wholly ignored. Actually, the whole state's gone. And I meant state, not city. So my point is, yeah, it will change the way we campaign to some extent. But I'm not so sure, based on these numbers, that it is a less national vote or that it's an easy task, which he makes it sound like. He just says, New York, LA, Chicago, done. No, you're not done. You're going to have to go 20 deep here. So, next round.